Rybaxel versus Goldust and a surprise guest tag team partner handpicked by Cody Rhodes. Because as we know, last night Cody Rhodes made the confession that he feels like Goldust deserves a better tag team partner. So he chose, of all people, Sinhuni Kara.
Let me lay something on you, Ashley. Let me ask you something. What are you thinking of this whole angle right now with Cody, being that sympathetic guy? It's a quote, I think you quoted Reddit, was expecting a heel turn, but I just got a feel turn.
Yeah.
So what do you think about all this, man? What do you think about this whole dynamic going on right now?
I like it, honestly. And the thing that I like most is that it's different. We've gotten literally every tag team that's ever broken up has been either a peaceful, okay, goodbye, we're not associating with each other anymore, which is rare, but still possible, proven, well, originally by Rhodes Scholars, then disproven by the same tag team because it didn't really last too long, but, or just the typical one guy backstabs the other and then they have a match or two and then they go their separate ways. This is completely different. I have never seen anything like this, and I like that they're going in this direction with a tag team like this because this is, I mean, if you're going to do it with anybody, it's the brothers, you know? Like, I could have seen them doing this with the Usos if they would have had one of them really start to lose more matches than the other, but I don't know if you'd be able to pull it off with them because they're twins and people don't know the difference. So with this, I think it works out really, really well. And it's mostly because it's giving Cody a different kind of reaction. Like, I don't know if I can call it heat because he's abandoning his brother, or babyface reaction because it's like a sympathetic kind of thing where he's kind of like a self-defeatist almost. But I'm definitely curious to see where it's going.
Yeah, definitely, and it's really interesting to me because you said it was different in that regard, and I completely agree with you. And another regard that I feel it's so different, because I really thought that I was telegraphing this whole thing, is that, it's the veteran that isn't doing the sulking and the veterans marching on. Because I remember when Goldust was tag team partners with Booker T. It was Goldust in that group, that lacked the confidence and everything. And, oh, Booker, you're a main event waiting to happen. I'm just holding you back. And he left. But here, it is the younger brother who apparently should be so much better than the older brother because of his youth and everything else and his ability and everything. But it's Cody Rhodes saying, you know what? I'm your anchor. And it's just really weird to see who has the power and who feels the weakness and just everything. So I will agree with you. I like it as well. I'm interested to see what the payoff is going to be. Is Goldust going to be so sick of Cody playing tag team matchmaker that he says, come on, bro, get your head out of your ass and let's get this together and let's be the brotherhood and let's dominate? Or is Cody just going to be like, maybe I saw you working well with this one guy and I realized, maybe it's not me, it's you, and then he turns heel? I don't know. So I'm very intrigued.
Yeah, yeah. And that right there, what you just said, to me, that's where this has to be going. This has to be going in the direction of Cody Rhodes picks 4 or 5 different guys to be Goldust's tag team partner, and he can't win with any of them. So Cody comes to the conclusion, you know what? Maybe it's not me who's having the problem. Maybe Goldust just sucks, and he turns heel and goes there. Or
And that
another
looks
option would
brilliant.
be, right, it would be brilliant, but another option would be maybe Cody Rhodes picks somebody that Goldust gets a win with. And then where does Cody Rhodes go from there? Does he turn into the jealous, oh my god, I found a tag team partner for my brother that's better than me. Maybe I should, try to drive a wedge between them so that because if my brother can't win with me, he can't win with anybody kind of thing? Or would he accept it and move on as in just singles action while Goldust and whoever the tag team partner is thrive in the tag division?
I would find the prospect of the second heel turn to be a far more fascinating study into Cody Rhodes, because he could probably turn it into, Goldust, you betrayed the family, you did when you go and you win with someone else when it was you and I fighting from the ground up, getting our jobs back. Did you forget all that? When really Cody, in his heel mind, because he's so far gone, would forget that it was him playing matchmaker with Goldust trying to find a new partner. So I think the second heel turn for me possesses more intrigue from a narrative standpoint, but the first one I would not be able to deny its brilliance. That's just so good.
Yeah.
So
All right. So, let's see. Do we have anything else to talk about here? Oh, we didn't actually talk about the match itself, did we?
yeah, I was just gonna say, just to give a quick review of the match. I mean, not bad. Ryback keeps rolling with their momentum. They did say in the WWE.com exclusive, post payback victory that they're focused on the tag team titles, that they're undefeated in the month of June, and that did not change here. Sin Hunikara went for the beautiful senton off the top to Curtis Axel, but Axel rolled out of the way, and then he hit his finisher, whose name escapes me.
Who, Curtis Axel?
Yeah, what did he name his finisher again?
The Axe Hole.
Oh, the axe hole. Thank you. Hits the axe hole, and he gets the pin as Cody's looking a bit distraught, like, oh man, I guess, that didn't work. So, yeah, Ryback wins, and still rules.
Of course. All right, so afterwards, Goldust and Sin Cara were kind of recovering. We saw Cody Rhodes backstage watching, but regardless, we have a weird segment up next. We have a Hero of the Russian Federation ceremony to honor Rusev for his win at Payback. Apparently, Rusev isn't the only racist in Russia, because apparently the entire country considers it a heroic act to defeat a black man at a pay-per-view.
Yeah, really. Now, I'm gonna level with everybody. I saw the beginning of this segment, but I did not see a little bit of it when they were all in the ring and just adorning Rusev with his metal saw. I'll hand that over to Ashton, but I did hear Lana's, yeah.
No, go ahead. What did you hear?
No, I did hear Lana pretty much saying that you Americans, you don't honor your heroes like Edward Snowden, who couldn't practice the First Amendment in his own country, but he can in Russia, and that's what makes Russia the superpower that it is today, because it's led by the greatest man, in the world, Vladimir Putin. And, yeah, pretty much just brings down the U.S. We get USA chants, even though, oddly enough, I'm not going to lie, Ashton, she's a lot like Zev Coulter in some regards. I mean, that xenophobia, I ain't touching that. But, there are certain things that they say in their promos where you're like, you know what, maybe they're onto something. And Lana's got that promo quality to her, at least as far as when it comes to the faults of our country, as far as I'm concerned. So, yeah, I was digging it. And, yeah, she's getting heat, though, so kudos to her.
Absolutely, dude. I don't understand how this is a heel gimmick. I mean, I agree with her. We should have done more for Edward Snowden. We shouldn't have treated him like a freaking enemy of the state. I don't know.
Well, yeah, but it's just I wonder why, and I mean this seriously. This is a sincere question. I wonder what the internal reaction in WWE is to the success of this gimmick. Do they think wow,
dude, they're the ones giving her these lines in the first place? So obviously,
right? This
reflects the WWE's opinion.
Well, yeah, no, yeah, absolutely. I'm just saying, they must be so happy that patriotism is still a cash cow for characters, even so far. Wow, they know government is spying in this and that, but yet they still rally against Lana. Maybe it's not that they don't like the truth, they just don't like the voice spouting it. So, hey, it works.
Absolutely, dude. It's crazy that this kind of gimmick works in 2014, but regardless, it does, and they got tons of heat here. Because Lana comes out, she cuts her promo, the USA chant starts, she says, stop the USA chants, and she actually ends up telling them to shut up, straight up, just shut up. She says, America denies the hero, like you said about Edward Snowden, that kind of stuff. So they all get in the ring, and there are 2 or 3 guys in there, and they present Rusev with a medal, and freaking confetti comes flying down from the ceiling on literally everyone but the people in the ring, which I found hilarious. So yeah, this is pretty much just a heat magnet at this point. And you can definitely tell that they're using the Umaga formula on Rusev right now.
It's so funny you say that, dude, because I read on NoDQ, I believe it was today, and I wish I could, pull up the exact article, but yeah, that the Umaga platform is going to be used for Rusev. In fact, yeah, I think it's right here. The original push for the late Umaga is being used as a template for Rusev's current WWE push. So if that's the case, Umaga did eventually get to the point where he was competing for the WWE Championship. Are we going to see Rusev in a world title picture within the next year or two?
Remember what I said, dude. Remember what I said going into Extreme Rules. Rusev is that type of character where you push him to the moon within a few months, let him linger on the moon for a few months, and then just take him off television for a while.
Right.
He's that kind of gimmick. He's the kind of gimmick that will get you a legitimate pay-per-view main event or three, and then completely fizzle out to the point that you can't even have him on TV anymore. That is exactly the type of gimmick that Rusev has right now. And frankly, I think they might even be going for that because, I mean, everyone's talking about, well, the original plan was for us to have Bryan versus Lesnar, and then Lesnar wins, and then Cesaro cashes in, but that's probably not going to happen because of Bryan's injury, and they don't want Lesnar being too rough on him and screwing his neck up again. So, well, I mean, if that's the case, then why don't we give Bryan Rusev at SummerSlam? Or even at Battleground, if Bryan can defend the title at Money in the Bank.
Yeah, and that's the big question, Ashton, because I wonder if they put in the vacant World Championship Money in the Bank ladder match as just a contingency because they really don't know, or if they put it maybe full well knowing that Bryan was going to be able to defend the championship, but they just want to throw us off. Like, so many questions, and it already makes Money in the Bank with so many weeks left to go very intriguing for me. But yeah, if Bryan can compete by then, I agree with you completely. Rather than go with Lesnar, who could be a little rough with Bryan and do some unwanted damage, maybe put him in there with Rusev, who may be able to put on a good match with Bryan without really endangering him at the same time.